Hello, and welcome to the Internal Energy Show with me, Minette, the Internal Energist. This is a show where we talk about raising the planet's vibration or wellness and all kinds of amazing topics that are really, in my point of view, helping to contribute to, changing the consciousness of the planet and of people. And I get to play with amazing people that are kind of, in my opinion, the forefront of wellness, and they've actually incorporated it in their own lives. So they have so many amazing tips and information and knowledge. And joining me today is one of those amazing people I get to play with, Judy Cruden.
Thanks, Minette.
It's so great having you here.
I'm excited to be here.
Me and Judy have met in amazing ways. I think we met at a bars class first, right?
Right.
Yeah, or a trade, the New Year's. We started off the New Year
yes.
with bars. Oh, we've got to do that again soon. And then I think we ended up doing a kombucha class.
Yes, and then we did a cooking class.
Yeah, the cooking with essential oils class was really fun. It was really fun. And I was just talking about this weekend because so many people don't realize you can cook with essential oils.
Right. Not all essential oils. They're not all created equal.
That's right. It's right. The line that I like, the doTERRA line, and it'll even say on there if you can cook with it, like the supplemental facts. But it's a lot of the same names that you cook with normally: herbs, rosemary, oregano, thyme. They're so amazing. And I remember your daughter even made these amazing mint brownies.
She did?
They were so good. So Judy, you've got a lot going on this year.
I do.
You do?
Some
So tell
things
us.
that you don't even know about yet.
Oh, I'm so excited. So start to tell us about what you have going on.
Well, one of the things that I love, and just a little bit about me, I am a CPA and I had a tax practice for more than 25 years, but I just didn't really feel fulfilled. And these oils came into my life when I was looking for a natural solution for my son who really struggled with focus and attention issues. And so when a friend of mine told me that these oils could be used on the bottoms of his feet to help him with focus and attention, I thought that was a little weird. But we'd tried a lot of different things, and so we decided we were going to try these, give it a try. And the amazing thing was that we started using them 3 days before school started, and 3 days after school started, my son came home and said, "Mom, thank you so much for finding these oils for me. I don't have to tap my hands and feet in class anymore. I can pay attention." And so,
Wow,
it was...
As a parent, you know what I mean? When you try everything, and I know to some people it might seem a little woohoo when someone says, "Hey, try rubbing some of this, what do they call,
Right.
on the bottoms of their feet," and you're
Right.
thinking, okay.
And how does that affect the brain up here if I'm putting it on the feet?
I don't understand at all, but you're at that point as a parent where you want to do anything you can to help your child.
Absolutely.
And you're exhausted as a parent, and you just want them to feel better and help them.
You want them to be, they're already amazing kids, but when they're struggling, you want to give them something that can help them so that they can live their best life and really enjoy it instead of kind of feeling like, sometimes kids can be cruel to other kids. And so when you're not exactly the same as everybody, you start to have some self-esteem issues. Anyway, we were kind of struggling with that. But these have changed everything for us. And so as a result, I went back to school. I became a certified holistic health coach. And this is my life now instead of tax returns and tax deadlines. And I get to travel the world. So I have 2 new trips that you don't know about yet. This year, I get to travel to Kenya.
Wow.
To see a new distillery and to work with our co-impact sourcing model, which we can talk a little bit about later, but working with the people that are actually growing the oils, the plants for us. And so getting to do that, and then I'll be in Prague as well. So
wow,
I'm
how
excited about that.
exciting. The trips you get to go on are amazing. I have to
Yes.
say that's one of the things when I heard about your first trip, of how beautiful it was, how much you guys gave back to where your source is, and how much you really stimulated the economy, and it was such a caring way to give back to the people that are growing it. To me, that's consciousness.
Right.
It's not some big business that's just laying waste and doesn't what pennies for the dollar, and that's how some of the economies there were living. You know what I mean? They're
Right.
barely making it, struggling, and
Well, in this industry, typically there's middlemen, and the middlemen, agree to pay the farmers a certain price, and then when it comes time to actually pay them, they don't really live up to their word. They're actually called sharks, these middlemen. And so what we've done, and by the way, we're talking about the company doTERRA. What we've done is we've cut out all the middlemen, and we work directly with the growers and the farmers, helping them with better growing practices. But the thing that I love is that every time I'm using an oil, not only can I help my family physically or emotionally or even financially, but I'm impacting the life of somebody around the globe. I know that those families are being able to feed their children, put their kids to school, And we give back in such a huge way through our Healing Hands Foundation. So I love that it's full circle, and that this one drop is affecting so many people in such a positive way.
I love that, and I'm an advocate too. And that is one thing I donate to every month is
Yes.
that Healing Hands organization. I mean, I just hearing about the way that they helped with education or building a hospital there.
Right.
You know, where before that was life or death, being able to make it. You know, and then stabilizing an economy. I mean, those are conscious choices that if more businesses made, it would be a lot greater world we live in. So
Yes.
I really like talking about the ones that do.
There's a reason why we're the largest essential oil company in the world now, and it's because we've got good business practices coupled with a desire to impact people on a global, in a global arena, rather than just looking at the bottom line and how much profits can be made, and looking at it that way. I mean, they're obviously a business, and every
Yeah.
business operates to make money, but that can't be your primary focus. When your primary focus is helping other people, then that other part just follows.
It really does. And it starts with so many people that I've noticed that are working as advocates for doTERRA have the same story, where it was some type of moment where an oil really shifted, you know, possibilities for them to heal, or you know,
Right.
created more ease for their children or in their life. And I know one lady that I met at one of your parties is a nurse, and she was talking about different ways that she's incorporated that helps healing, you know, gives people a chance for them to heal. And what's really neat is I didn't know that the oils, you know, permeate the cells. So it's so easy rubbing something on someone's foot like that, you know, and now I use them, you know, all the time for everything.
Well, the nice thing is that they support our health, because it's our own bodies that heal themselves, right? But you have to give it the right tools, the right nutrition. It all starts with food, giving our bodies that good solid foundation, and then looking at specific needs that we might have and finding specific oils that can help support the body in that particular function that maybe it's struggling with. But the oils do work at the cellular level and don't just mask symptoms. They actually help the body, you know, get in and work at the source of the issue, rather than just masking symptoms.
That's what I always say. It always helps create more ease to give the body possibilities to heal.
Absolutely.
It may be a way that would have been a little more difficult or harder before.
Yeah.
That's how it worked for me. And I really, really love that. And, you know, and it is that mind, body, spirit connection. You know, once you get in the right mindset where you're ready for something to change, or you're looking for something to be different, whether it's your health, or you even said finances, you know, or so many ways, your children's lives, and you're ready to start creating more ease. You know, this is one thing that when I explored, you know, wellness and holistic healing and things like that I came across that really resonated with me. And that's why I became an advocate, just like you, assisting your son.
Right. Well, and once you get introduced to the world of essential oils, I mean, I knew they existed. I worked my way through college in a health food store, so I knew that they existed, but not at the level of potency and purity and quality that doTERRA's oils are. And so, you know, I used them because they smelled nice, or if they, you know, they'd help open up some congestion in the lungs if you had a cough or something, but nothing like the power of these essential oils. And once you get started on it and you realize all the ways that you can use it, you can get rid of toxins in your home, in your cleaning products, and in your personal care products, and then support your own daily health and your emotional health, because our emotional health really impacts a lot of our physical health.
That's a key to everything. I mean, you could eat all the right foods, but if your emotional health isn't right, you know, you're going to keep creating that I call it the beginning of the dis-ease path in your body. And that's those, you know, if we think of everything is energy and frequencies. When those emotions come in, the stress, the anger, blame, shame, guilt, fear, regret. I'm sure none of us have stress or any of those type of things in our lives, but if we can find tools that help us be able to, you know, recover and give our body ease with those, to be able to release them and not carry them. I mean, it's for me, it's been magical.
It's profound, and it's, I mean, it really is a whole body way of looking at health and mindfulness, and just living like with intention and purpose, knowing that we've got all of these gifts that can help support our bodies.
Yeah, it's amazing. And you know, the mind, I mean, and I started with, you know, the basic ones. You know, I started with lemon. I was like, oh, I'm going to start making my own cleaners, you know. And then I worked my way up, and I thought, wow, they have these ones that, you know, oregano I used for an infection I had when I was sick. And I thought, wow, and then I elevated, and now you guys have this the emotions, right?
Yes.
Tell me about those.
So there's actually 10 oils that we consider part of our emotional aromatherapy line. And so the 4 that we originally started with were called Balance, Serenity, Citrus Bliss, and Elevation. Mm-hmm. And they were awesome. They help support sleep. They help if you're angry or upset, or you've maybe got some anxious feelings. It was great. But then this last year we added a whole nother layer to it, and we have 3 oils that are uplifting, motivating, helping you get drive and passion back. And then there's other ones that help calm us down, like Forgive and Console and Peace. And they're appropriately named Forgive, Console, and Peace. And the others are Cheer, Motivate, and Passion. So for me, I start every morning with the 3 happy oils, just rub them on my wrists and put them behind my ears. And then in the evening, I use the more calming ones, the Console, the Peace, and the Forgive. And sometimes for me, and before we started this segment, I had said something, and Minette said, we're so hard on ourselves, which we are. I'm my biggest critic.
And that's how most people are.
And so I love this oil called Forgive, because sometimes it's not other people I need to forgive. Sometimes it's myself. Sometimes it's just allowing space that I'm going to make mistakes, but rather than looking at it as a mistake, looking at it as a learning experience.
Yes.
And forgiving myself and allowing myself to learn what it is that I'm supposed to learn from that situation, rather than beating myself down and tearing myself down. And when I can learn how to do that and show my kids to learn how to do that, it goes out, and that next generation.
It changes your reality and your life and your family. And see, what she was talking about there to me is so key to the consciousness and what I like to talk about. Because we get stuck in those times. Oh, I shouldn't have done this. Oh, I shouldn't have said this. I shouldn't have worn this. I shouldn't have been there. I shouldn't have bought this. Who knows? What goes through our heads all the time, and we just carry that. It's like that computer hard drive where we keep playing that, and that's what starts to create those disruptions and that disharmony in our body. And our body, all of a sudden, you can see people's, energy. It just gets drained. Their shoulders drag. They're just beating themselves up energetically. And when you live with intention and consciousness, and you think, hey, what else is possible for me to shift this? I'm not enjoying this. When you make that intention and that conscious choice to think, I want something different. How can I shift this? Right. And you're able to pick up, for me, something like passion and smell it, or if it's roses or flowers in your front yard, or it's fresh cut grass or rain, or have something that shifts your emotions. Right. Right away you stopped carrying that heavy energy that was on you, and right away your body can start to say, oh, wow, maybe I didn't do anything wrong. What if you've never done anything wrong in your life, and we can look at it as a choice that I made then, and would I make it again?
Right.
Your whole world can start to change.
Absolutely.
People carry things, that they've done in the past for years and never move on. And it's like, if you could just learn to love yourself a little more and make that conscious choice to start to create ease. This is one of the tools that really helps me do that.
Right. Or carrying anger for somebody else. They don't know that you're carrying. You're only hurting yourself when you're carrying that. So if you can just let it go, it doesn't mean you have to allow that whatever happened was okay. Mm-hmm. And that you're saying that a situation that was less than optimal, mm-hmm. that you're saying that situation or that thing that happened was okay, but that you don't have to hold that.
Yes. What you did wasn't right, but I'm going to stop poisoning myself because of it.
Exactly.
And that's what I remember. I heard that saying once, and I don't know who said it, but I thought it was so beautiful. Carrying that kind of anger for someone else is like drinking poison and expecting them to suffer.
Exactly.
It's you're creating suffering for yourself. So if you don't even have to forget. You don't have, but if you can just let go of that for mm-hmm. you and not for them, your whole life can start to change.
And you don't have to give it permission to happen again.
Yeah, it's a choice. You think, okay, I learned from that. That was not enjoyable. Right. I'm not going to carry the poison, but I'm not going to put myself in a situation like that again. Right. I'm going to choose something different next time.
Absolutely.
And just creating ease for yourself like that is so, so important.
And I think it's important too, at least for me, that, sometimes we get in a cycle where maybe we're complaining about something, or we're listening to somebody else complain about something, and that can really I like to live in this bubble where, in my bubble, like I vote with my wallet, and if it doesn't directly impact me, then it doesn't really need to come in my bubble. As long as I'm out doing what I feel is best for everybody else around me, and I'm intentionally taking actions and choosing things for the greater good, right? I don't have to let some of that negativity into my bubble. I don't have to know some of the negative things that are going on somewhere else. I can pray for everything every night before I go to bed, but I don't have to take that burden on myself.
No.
And because I call it muddy footsteps in the brain, and somebody else coined it. I didn't coin it, but I'm like, okay, I need to have your muddy footprints out of my brain. I want to just feed myself with positive things. And these oils help with that emotional support to be able to make that conscious choice of stepping away from a situation.
No, that's beautiful, and it is true too. I know for me, a really great tool whenever someone cooks, you can feel it right away. I mean, you're going along, you're like, this is great, life is going good, and then all of a sudden you get, whatever that may be coming at you, and it feels like a brick wall coming towards you. You're aware, and that's us sensing their energy of like, wow, that's a different, energy and vibration that I don't really want to choose right now. And I know for me, one of the tools that really helped me, besides the oils too, was honoring that that's their point of view.
Right.
I don't have to resist and react to it, because I don't have to defend how I feel. I'm just intentionally choosing my energy. So that's an interesting point of view. I had someone try to engage me just yesterday and was really trying to rile someone up at my local Trader Joe's, and was just really rallying everybody up, and just really wanted someone to just, get on there and rabble-rouse with them. And I just thought, well, that's an interesting point of view, and I walked away. And it was that simple for me not to. But everyone else around there, he had stirred into such a frenzy. I thought,
Right.
wow. And it's like those little muddy footprints. How many people left that situation and was continued to let all of that debris, cloud their energy.
Right.
But I wish I would have had the oils there with me. I didn't have them with me.
Any oil will do. It doesn't have to just be these 10.
It does. Sometimes I carry flowers. So I grow fresh herbs outside. There's a lot of times I cut my fresh rosemary and I'll walk around with this, thing of rosemary. Yeah. It's whatever resonates with you to shift your vibration. For a lot of people, it's animals. You can go to a dog park and watch animals or children play. Yeah. Rain falls, raindrops on roses, and all that good stuff.
Rainbows.
Yes, there's so many amazing things out there that if we just stop and took the time to look at the beauty that's all around us, it really starts to open you up to be able to see what else is possible for you to create more ease in your life, for you, your children, your finances, and everything. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more about the oils and some of the amazing programs Judy has coming up and some of the other stuff she likes to play in. So we'll see you in a moment.